Okay folks, Santhos Restores here with something a little bit extra special. You'll have to excuse any camera shake, but for this rather special review I'm having to use a different table to my normal setup. That's not all that stable. And then I've got my little camera tripod gaffer taped to this table, so yeah, there's a little bit of wobble and I'm sorry for that. So okay, let's get straight into it. I've started working with a wonderful company in Dr Ötek. I was looking for something to do with my 6-year-old son during the summer holidays to keep us out of his mother's hair. You know, something that could be ongoing. That would, easily get us out of the house for a few hours and would work well with my fibromyalgia, which severely limits my energy and the amount of physical activity I can do. Fast forward to sort of just before this lot, and I'd watched some videos, my friend Chris at Hades Detecting, and he was reviewing this new budget unit for the Dr Ötek MTXE metal detector. It's a beginner's unit. He's got some experience with beginner's units, you know, sort of cheap Chinese, unbranded ones, some full branded, decent, you know, sort of expensive ones and so on. And he seemed to be thinking well of this MTXE and told me to join the Dr Ötek group and find out, you know, sort of what was happening with deliveries, when they were coming and so on. Through that, I got to join and take part in a rebate review program where I pay to buy the unit, and then on the uploading of reviews and videos and photos and so on, they will pay me back for that. So essentially a safe way for a company to get someone such as me, who isn't a big YouTuber, to encourage us to leave a well-rounded review rather than just 5 stars, it was good. You know, it encourages to leave a bit more than that, so it's a great plan. Through that, also discovered that they were then doing a review opportunity for a handful of people for the new Kids MT9 detector, and I thought, there's no harm in throwing my name in the ring. You know, I'm doing this with my son, so let's find out. And I did. I've been in contact with a wonderful lady over there, name of Sarah. I hope your family life is going well. You know what I mean. But yeah, and they decided that, along with some of the high quality photos I sent of my son with the MTXE that we borrowed from Hades Detecting for a little while, that yes, I would be ideal, or we would be ideal, to review this kids unit, the MT9. Fast forward to today, this has been fast tracked from out of the country. This came via Amazon because this one is released, this one is unreleased thus far. And today I'm doing a double unboxing for what will then become a video series of us using these new units. So again, sort of full disclosure, I've paid for this one, but am being paid back once the review goes live. This one was sent free. There is no contract to review it favourably, but this one has been sent. No money will exchange either way for this one, but I am free to give my full thoughts and opinions on this unit. Now, this is coming for someone with very limited metal detecting experience, but as a father and a beginner, most notably, what these are aimed for, you'll be getting my thoughts as to the pack involved, you know, how they've arrived, which the boxes are in lovely condition. That's 2 different couriers, Amazon and I think UPS did this one. They've arrived lovely, and we'll see exactly what happens, what we get in the box. So let's have a look. I'm going to be using my lovely Oceanus brass Kraken knife here. Wonderful piece of heavyweight brass. And we're going to start with the MTXE. So let's slip that open. Again, apologies, I will try and limit any camera jog, but a certain amount will be unavoidable, I'm afraid. So let's turn that, double check we're all on camera, and this will be my first look at it in its box form, same for you. Now look at this. Some information on the company there. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get that in a shot. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, some information on the company. Certainly seem a very friendly company to do with. Great service. A lovely picture here of some people doing some detecting. So let's flick that open. Thick layer of bubble wrap around the sensor, which is, if memory serves, a 9-inch sensor. That feels nice and chunky. Got the quick start guide and a battery. Always good to have the battery included. What do we have here? Well, this looks like a finds bag. We'll open that in a moment. Oh, that's heavy. That must be the shovel. Yep, so in there we have a shovel. We'll get that out in a moment. And let's see what we have. This looks like the headphones. Now this one is the full kit. You can buy it without, but honestly for the price difference I'd recommend buying it with the kit, unless for some reason you don't need the parts. These are a nice looking set of headphones. Nice soft there. Lovely soft finish. Lovely good Dr Ötek badge there. Soft foam there. So braided cable with an inline rotary volume control and 3.5mm jack. Looks like a nice long cord, but not long enough to get in the way. Yeah, these look brilliant, and the folding mechanism works nicely. Okay, all going well so far. We have here, here's the control unit. Now, as I say, I have had some hands-on experience with this one, so I am familiar with the control unit already. This is the arm brace, and I can say this works well and comfortably. The shafts for the unit under the box, and the pistol grip style handle. Brilliant. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And yeah, let's crack open one of these bags. Now we said we'd open the finds bag, didn't we? Let's have a look at this. That is some decent quality ripstop nylon. I mean, certainly decent enough for a finds bag. Some good useful loops there for stashing things like possibly a pinpointer and so on. Drinks bottle. A little it's a dual internal pocket, so you could even potentially keep finds in one, rubbish in the other, or you know, 'cause me and my son, we don't like to leave rubbish behind. If we find bottle caps, broken cans, whatever, we'll pop it in a carrier bag at the moment. So having a dual bag like that could be handy for that, as I would tend to have my phone and so on in my pocket. Here we have the poles. Yep. Not super heavy, but they do feel sturdy. Let's pop the shovel out. Sure we're all on camera. Yep, brilliant. Okay, and so here we have a shovel and pick. Good bit of weight in this one. This one's nice and sturdy. Threads, once properly lined up, are nice and smooth. Oh, that's got some heft. That's not the thinnest steel either. Let's have a look if we can get that on camera. You can see that there. That's millimetre thick, I'd say. And then it does have a locking collar there to lock it all down. A little bit of a saw and a depth gauge, which is brilliant. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is going to get a lot of use. Brilliant. Okay, I'm very impressed with that, that's for sure. Some of the rubbish out of the way. Now there's the headphones again. All in all, for a starter's kit, I am thoroughly impressed so far. Quick start guide looks to be in proper English, as opposed to some of the pigeon English we might find on AliExpress and so on. Yeah, all the parts are well labelled and well named. They recommend the wrapping of the coil wire, that's good. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, this video is more of a quick look, so rather than put all this together, because you'll see all that in the videos, or I might even do another video of me actually putting this together elsewhere. I would rather get on and get the child's unit out, so that's what we're going to do, because it's my video. So let's move on to the MT9. So for clarity, that was the MTXE, this is the MT9. Check how easy it is to open this. Don't worry, while it might have looked like there's some information on the other side, I have gone with pen and blacked it all out. So, let's have a look in here. Now this is the one that I have not seen anything on. I have seen a picture that wasn't massively focusing on the unit itself. Just some people using it in a field, so let's have a look. Okay, that's everything in the box. Excellent, we've got a little sieve to start with, that's handy. Decent nylon shovel, good piece of rubber there, you can get a good grip on that, and that's got a depth gauge on it again. They certainly know what they're doing. Might seem silly, but when your metal detector is telling you that something is 4 inches down, you don't want to dig for 10 inches before you find out that it wasn't there. You know, like a ghost signal. So yeah, having a gauge that says you're 4 inches down, you should be right on it, is handy. Sorry for the rustling. Some sort of bag, of course. Oh wow. So that's a full bag to keep the unit in. That is fantastic. Front pocket. Nice pull on the zip there. Dr Ötek branding everywhere, of course. Spots for a longer strap, which is included. Excellent. That's not harsh feeling either. That's fairly soft. Shouldn't cut into a shoulder. Good size. Love it. Black and red, same as all the branding. Oh, this is... I am chuffed to bits. I'm so happy. This looks so good. Let's have a look. Okay. And so here's the kids unit. It's the manual. Just pop that there. And here it is. Okay, so let's have a closer look at this one. Here we have battery compartment, screwed shut. Does feel like it's loose. I might be able to undo it with my fingers. That would be handy because I haven't got a screwdriver handy. There we go. Okay, so a little screw here that is captive, so you won't lose that easily. This one takes a 9-volt battery that I haven't seen in the package, but I do have a spare. Like I said with the other unit, it's nice when they're included, but not essential, don't have to. So a simple off and on there with a little speaker. I'm not seeing a headphone jack port, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it at this size. And, you know, of course, this would be a budget unit. Little screen there, which I'm guessing is probably more of a pinpointing screen, in the sense that it won't carry too much information, I shouldn't think. And let's have a look. If that's a 9-inch unit, then that's probably a 5, maybe. So yeah, everything tightens up nice and easy. So just hold one, tighten the other, and that will eventually lock in. There we go. Yeah, so it'll take a little bit, but that's fine. What do we have here? Is that telescoping to... Oops. Okay, telescoping to a decent length. Be careful, for I have just accidentally taken that too far, and now I'm going to have to put it back together. I'll do this on camera. So yeah, it just popped out of there. This is a plastic tube, it looks like, with a certain amount of spring there for whatever purpose. So yeah, just got to be careful with that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that locks nice and solid. That's good. Okay, so let's have some differences between the two. So on the adult one, the MTXE, you have a similar locking foot here, which is a little bit more positive, but something you do have that isn't on the child's unit is these detents, which will lock it so that it's facing in the right direction, and will lock it in place horizontally as well, or vertically, I suppose. With the child's unit, you don't have that, so you can accidentally set it facing the wrong way. It's a minor thing, it's nothing that needs to be worried about. As I say, this is a plastic unit, so you'll need to be careful with it, but it does come in that bag for carrying it around, and it does feel solid for a kid's unit. The grip is big enough for an adult to use as well, so you know, there's that. Kids of all ages should be able to use this then, as long as they're not too tall. And back to the accessories it comes with. Yeah, a basic trepanning sieve, that's fine. Yeah, it's a brilliant inclusion, certainly for beach detecting. It makes things a lot easier. I had to grab my own from a pound store, so that's handy. And a decent planting trowel, but with the gauges on it, makes it a decent metal detecting trowel. And that does feel like it will go in just about anything. So alongside the shovel that I have with the MTXE, this will make definitely a good duo. Okay, let's have a quick flick through the instructions. As we start, green and red LEDs. Does it come with a photo of the screen operations? No, it then moves on to French. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I think what we'll do now then is we'll put the MTXE together on camera. So let's get the parts. Now this might not be quite a perfect putting together because I am trying to do it on camera, but it should be a toolless experience as long as I grab all the pieces. There it is. Nope. Bang. Okay. So, not a totally toolless experience. This has a screw. That's fine. You can just zip it up by hand. There we go. So the hole lines up. That lines up lovely as well. Yeah, no fiddling around with that at all. So, of course, I'll zip that up properly with the screwdriver in a bit. There's the screen. Now I can say from my, using the borrowed one, that this screen is brilliant. Gives you all the information you need, nothing that you don't really, and yeah, it just works. Great piece of kit. Okay, so the arm piece here has a two-piece clamping mechanism based on a thumb screw. Now naturally this side of things I haven't had experience with because Chris Hades Detecting dropped it off built, pre-constructed. He wasn't going to pull it apart just to give me that experience, and nor would I expect him to, so I'm just going to put that on the middle hole. So far this is a very positive experience. Everything's going together very easily. These thumb screws, they're nice and easy. Right, here we go. Now, I haven't had to crank that down already, that's solid. So just give it a little turn there, there we go. So that's ready to go in. Actually, we can pop that in there. Now, there's only one set of holes for this. So the adjustment is up or down a hole there. But that's fine in my experience. I haven't thought that needed to be longer or shorter, to be honest, so that's okay. Here we have an included Velcro strap for the cable. Always a great inclusion. I think I'm going to pop the sensor on here first. So this is another thumb wheel jobby. Here we go. These feel certainly solid enough. That's a good thick thread there. It is a plastic piece, so I can't be sure of the longevity of that, but it does seem fine. This is, yeah, I think this is actually a plastic tube, nylon tube. Certainly feels like it, with a rubber grip washer in there. To be clear, I have no issues whatsoever with the use of high quality plastics and composites and so on. Not everything has to be metal. Metal has a habit of corroding. So I take no issue with that whatsoever. In fact, this is of high enough quality that I thought it was all metal when I borrowed the other one. This tube is metal and this tube is metal. So this rider tube, as I would call it, where it rides inside this other tube, that being plastic, doesn't bother me at all. I've got to try and get it in there properly. I think what I might do is pop the screw off. Try to do all this one-handed, a little difficult at times. This probably isn't necessary, this is just preferential. Makes it easier for me to see where I'm going with it. There we go. Just going to pop that on the end hole there for now. And then it is handily marked, lock in this direction. It does lock in a very positive manner. And then we have the cable, which I just need to zip off the cable tie. There we go. Do not recommend doing that with a knife. I do have quite a lot of experience with knives. I'm just going to give this a quick wrap. I'll do it properly later. And we have a 5-pin DIN plug that goes up into the unit there. And the one thing I have found is that the lock-on this isn't very positive and it can drop during use. It's not a big deal, the unit doesn't go crazy, but if you feel like you're getting too many ghost signals or what have you, it could be that this has wiggled loose and you just need to sort of reach underneath and zip it back in. It is a minor point on the unit, but it is the only minor point I've found so far. So, yeah, it is what it is. Everyone will have their different preferences for such things. It does come with a Velcro strap. I have used it both with and without. I do actually prefer having it set just loose enough that I can slip it off my forearm, but I do like sliding my forearm in, and that provides a little bit of positivity there. What I will say, as someone who is a sufferer with fibromyalgia, as I've said previously, with that being a chronic pain and tiredness issue, it severely limits my physical capability. This unit is nice and light whilst feeling sturdy. So it doesn't kill my arms swinging it left or right. I do occasionally have to change arms, but that's no big deal. I certainly have had no problems with the weight of the unit. So for anyone looking for a new hobby who is in my situation with limited mobility or limited strength, this is a good choice. With that over and done, let's have a quick look at sort of size comparison of the unit. Now the fairest way to do this is handle to handle, not end to end. Here we go. You can see The MTXE is still going. There we go. So yeah, it's quite a size difference as you'd expect from an adult and a child unit. With that over, this is my first thoughts. I would say that they are both solid feeling units for what they are. They both seem very well designed for their intended use, and the included accessories are excellent. If there are options with any of the Dr Ötek units for with kit and without, unless you really don't need the kit, but yeah, basically if you are a beginner and you don't have the kit, get the one with the kit. I think the kids one will probably come with it regardless, but I know there are two versions of the MTXE, both with and without. Get the one with. The included accessories are lovely quality and will definitely get you started. With that, this is my first thoughts video out of the way. Sathos Restores, signing out.